Hello students, we're on lesson 3.5. There is and there are. Just a reminder, subject is at the beginning of a sentence. Subject equals a noun. It's usually a noun at the beginning of the sentence, 95% of the time. When we use the word there is and there are, we're talking about location and time. So we're going to practice making some sentences with there is and there are. So let's erase this. There is. When we're talking about one subject, one noun, we need to use an article. And the article usually is a and an. I need to use my eraser. A and an. And you have to use with words that start with A, E, I, O, and U. Remember, A and N tell you that there's one. So, we're going to use an example from the book. There is, remember you can say a or a, there is a carpet in the living room. Okay, don't forget about it. So there is a carpet where, this is the place, preposition, in the living room. There is a carpet. This is the subject and also a noun. Now we're going to use singular negative. There is not a carpet in the living room. There's not a carpet in the living room. When we use the word no, and it's singular, you do not need an article. You do not need a or an. So there is no carpet in the living room. There is no carpet in the living room. Now we're going to do plural. We're going to use carpets. Sometimes in your living room, you might have smaller pieces of carpet by the door, under the coffee table. So carpets, many. There are carpets. So we have to make our noun plural. There are carpets in the living room. Okay, now we're going to use negative, plural. There are not carpets. There are not carpets in the living room. Okay, there are not carpets in the living room. This is the one you're going to hear from most people, me and maybe the things that you hear outside of class. There are no carpets. Okay, this is the one you're going to hear the most. This one we would need to fix so it would sound correct. We would use the word any, because any is telling us that it's negative, but it means more than one, right? Just like the word, when we say the word some, we use the word many. Okay, it tells you there's more than one. So for a negative plural, we would use the word any. It means more than one. So when we use the word not, you would have to say there are not any carpets in the living room. Because we need to know that it's more than one. If you're just going to say no, you just need to say no carpets. There are no carpets in the living room. And that would work. I'm going to show you what we can do with contractions. We can make these into contractions. There is. So for English speaking, you're going to hear a lot more of there isn't. This is the same. In writing, you can write this one or this one, but you will hear people say, there's a carpet in the living room. It means there is. Now with this one, there is not a carpet. What do you think we can do? What are the contractions? There's two of them, right? You're going to hear there isn't a carpet in the living room, right? You can also hear there's not a carpet in the living room. This one, the only contraction you can use for this one is there's no carpet. So I will write it small. I don't have room. There's no carpet in the living room. Now when it comes with plural R, we do not write this as a contraction. This one, there's only one way to write this as a contraction. There aren't. Good job. There aren't any carpets in the living room. This one, you would just say there are no carpets in the living room. You cannot make a contraction. All right, so let's practice together.